Your workload keeps growing, but your time doesn't. So here's a solution. Build an AI version of yourself that never gets tired. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to build an AI personal assistant in n8n to handle all your emails, your admin, and your client messaging automatically. Okay, so we're going to take this AI assistant for a test drive live here so you can see it work. And then I'm going to show you how to go ahead and build it up. So let's execute workflow. Okay, now it's waiting for the trigger. And we're going to say, book a meeting with Alice for 2 p.m. on the 9th of November. And send her an email to notify the workflow is in action. Okay, it says it successfully has been executed. So let's go ahead and double check that. 9th meeting has been booked 3 to 4 with email from the database. So Alice, you can see I just put the same email for the sake of this video. So it sent the email. You can see it booked the email. And let's go ahead and check if it's been sent. There we go, invitation sent to this email, and the meeting's been booked. So that's working. We want to check if, give me a summary of the latest AI tech news. Execute workflow. Goes to the research agent, does its job, comes back, and it's going to drop me a message right away with a summary. Okay, so that's been done. Let's check that out. There we go. It dropped me a summary with AI news. Now you can use this in many ways. However, this was just an example to show you that the AI assistant works. And now we can go ahead and show you exactly how to build this out. So you've seen the workflow in action and exactly how the AI assistant can go ahead and help you out carry out different tasks. Now I'm going to show you exactly what you need and how to go ahead and build this out. So if we look over here, we can see that the assets needed is a Google Sheets account, a Telegram account, a Gmail, Google Calendar, an OpenAI account, and a Perplexity account in order to conduct the research. As well as the logic behind this is you want to focus on actual work instead of these admin tasks that are stealing your attention and going to break your rhythm when trying to do work. That's the aim of this AI automation agent that's going to act as your personal assistant. Every workflow needs a trigger, okay? This one's being triggered by a message. So what we want to do here is go to the plus icon, type in Telegram. If you're starting from scratch, you'll see a big plus. You want to click on that plus, type in Telegram and then message, and then use on message. That would open this node. Once this is open, you want to make sure to connect your credential. You want a Telegram account. You then want to type in botfather and follow those steps in order to create your ID that you're going to connect to this Telegram account. You click new credential, and then you're going to paste this access token in this box. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to be covering how to connect each of these credentials. However, I'm going to leave a resource guide below and a link. When you click this link, it's going to take you to a free group with all the resources and exactly how to go ahead and connect all the credentials. So you can go ahead and click that in order to get access to how to connect all your accounts. Once you've connected your trigger, you want to select an AI agent as the next node. So you're going to click the plus icon over here, the plus icon. That's going to open up this box. You're going to type in AI agent and select this node. Once this opens, Source for prompt, you want to select it as defined below. You then want to grab in your text at the bottom here. You grab that and you drop it into the box, and it's going to pull up this code. Once it's done that, you then want to go ahead and open your system message and prompt your agent in order to tell it exactly how it needs to behave. That's your prompt. This is one of the most crucial steps because you're giving it an identity, rules, and instructions. I've broken it down here for you. The role, the tools, and the instructions. And if you want to know exactly how to go ahead and set this up, you can let me know and I can create a video on exactly how to go ahead and prompt engineer. But I've also put this in the resource guide so you can just copy and paste it into your workflow and build from there. So the role is your professional assistant. Your job is to trigger the correct workflow based on the user's requirement. Like you've seen in our demo, based on our requirements, it needs to go ahead and think and then pull out the right workflow. The tools that it has is a contact database, an email agent, a calendar agent, and a research agent. I then went ahead and gave it instructions so that it can go ahead and trigger the correct tool when the user requests it. It needs to use its think tool before triggering a tool to ensure that it's using the correct tools. These may sound extremely simple, but it's because you're already thinking in that way. So you want to make your agent think in that way as well. So you define all parameters and the guidelines it needs to act within. And then I tell it to go ahead and ensure that it doesn't double book when creating an event. Should the user double book and needs to let them know that it's creating a double booking on that calendar slot and confirm whether they still want to go ahead with that. And then I went ahead and outlined the rules for it. And I went ahead and set a reminder so that it knows exactly which time and date it's operating from. So once that is done, we head out and we connect its brain. That's the chat model. Without the chat model, this AI agent's not going to work. So if I delete this, you click the plus, you type in OpenAI, it's going to open up this model. Once it opens up this model, you're going to make sure that your account's connected and you want to select the model that you want to use, whichever one you'd like to use. I selected 4.1 mini. You can select the one you feel needs to be used in this instance. I then went ahead and attached memory. So you click the memory button. If I disconnect this and click the plus, it's then going to connect it because that's just memory. And the tool, we want to click the tool icon, type in think, and then we connect the think tool. That's going to open this tool over here. And it's going to have this description where you want to use this tool to think about something or obtain new information or change the database or append a thought log. So it's basically just asking it to think a little bit about the prompt and about the user input. Once it goes ahead and activate one of the agents, so it utilizes one of these tools, it's then going to send us a message with the outcome. Let's tackle the email agent. So in order to connect the email agent, you want to head over to Tool, click the plus, and type in AI agent. Agent tool, once you click that, this is going to open. You then want to give it a description, which is telling exactly what it is. In case of this agent, we're telling it that it needs to call this tool when looking to take email actions. The prompt, we want to make sure that it's defined by the model. So the AI is doing the thinking and the heavy lifting for us. We leave both of these toggled off, and then we go to the system message. This is also a prompt for your sub agent, telling it exactly its role. It's an email agent, and it has tools in order to carry out email actions, and it needs to refer to the tools below. Now, the tools are the tools that I'm going to show you now that I've connected to this agent. And that's the get email tool, the send email, and the reply. The rules is it needs to write emails in HTML format so that it can create it in a specific body, introduction, conclusion. And I've given it the reminder of the time and date. That's just sort of a base rule so it knows when to act from when carrying out these actions. So to this agent, I've connected the brain. Every agent needs a brain to know where a model, a chat model to refer to, from where to pull its sort of thinking power from. That's this. Even the parent agent has that connection. And every single agent that you're going to create is going to have this connection. Otherwise, it would not work. Then we go to tools and we connect the Gmail tools. So we hit the plus and we click the Gmail tool. It's then going to open up this. You want to connect your credential, set the tool to set automatically, resource to message, and the operation that we're looking for here is to send. You have multiple operations, but for this one, we're looking to send. We want to define it, the to the model, so who we're sending it to. The subject must be defined by the model. Again, we're getting the AI to do all the heavy lifting, and the email type, like we've instructed, is HTML. And the message, we're letting that be defined by the AI as well, so we don't have to have much input as possible. Once we've done that, you do the same process. You go to tool, you type in Gmail. Once the page opens, everything else stays the same. Your credentials, your tool description, your resource stays the same. Your operation then is going to change. Now you want to give it a tool to reply to emails. And everything else, your message ID determined by AI model, your email type is HTML. Your message is also done by the AI model. You then head out and you repeat that process again in order to get messages. Now the get message function, you type in Gmail. The get message function is to look at your emails and read them. If you want summaries, if you want to make notes, add them to a database, this AI agent can now read through your emails and act according to whatever you need it to. So you leave the credentials, the tool the same, the resource is staying the same, your operation then change. So you can see that setting up this tool is pretty simple. All the processes are the same. You're just changing the operation, which essentially is how it acts. You then return all. You let that be defined by the model. And the sender, you let that be defined by the model as well. This can be the sender's name or email address. That's your email agent done. Okay. You then want to replicate and sort of duplicate this process throughout whatever task you want it to do. The next task is going to be your database. You're going to have a Google account, a Sheet account, and have the name, email, and phone number. You can change it however you'd like. I've added the same email and number and just changed the names for the sake of this video. I then went ahead and did the exact same thing. You go to the plus icon, you click plus, type in agent, select the agent tool, which will open up this box for you. You then want to go ahead and add the description and say you want to call this tool to take actions within the database. The prompt user message, you want to let that be defined by the model. Leave both of these toggled off, and the system prompt is going to be in a very similar format. What's its role and the tools that it's going to be used. So the tools connected to the AI agent. Your role, you are a contact database agent. You have tools to take actions within the contact database. You can use these tools, the get contact tool, which allows it to get information, name, email, and phone number, as well as it can update or add information to this database. So we head over back. We've connected the brain, which is the chat model. You click the plus and you connect the chat model over here. Okay. I've connected two chat models now. Let me just delete that and reconnect this. And delete that. Okay. We then head over to tool. And once you click tool, sheets, and you connect the Google Sheet, it's then going to open up a box like this for you. Once you do that, you connect your credentials. Like I've said, in the resource guide is a step-by-step guide on how to go ahead and connect each of these credentials. The tool description you want to set to automatically. Your resource is sheet within the document. The operation of this is to append and update. You have a bunch of operations that you can do. You can append row, you can clear a row, create a row, as well as update a row. For this, we're going append or update. We've then selected the document, the tab within the document. So you'll see sheet names pop up. you select the one that you've created for this automation, and then your tab below where all the information is stored, you select that name. You then select map each column manually, and you want to match it based off the name of the column. You let AI go ahead and determine each one of those column names, and you describe it to it by saying the description of the name is the name of the person, the email is the email contact, and the description is, and the phone number, the description of that is the phone number of the person. So it's very simple. You want to think simply, but instruct. You don't want to get too creative with this process. It's simply giving it a baseline to work from, and all the heavy lifting is done by the AI. Once you've done that, you're going to replicate this process. You're going to go over to Tool. You're going to type Sheets. And once you click into Sheets, it's going to open up a very similar box. You're then going to set a different operation. The credential stays the same. Tool stays the same. Resource. And the operation then changes. So you now want to get information. So you want to get information from the row. You select that. The same database. The same tab. And you want to ensure that everything else stays the same. Once you've done that, you can then add other functions if you'd like. We then change the operation to, we want to clear rows. We choose the database. We choose the sheet. And we can choose the whole sheet, specific rows. Let's say specific rows. And we can select which one we want. We can let AI define that while we let it know in the user message. And that's a separate tool created for this function to clear the sheet, but here we selected to clear row. So what we can do is we can head over here, delete that and say clear row and sheet. Okay. So it gives us a clear instruction of what needs to happen here, and you can add other functions for yourself. Okay, let's tackle the research agent now, because it's pretty exciting. So the research agent's done in a very similar way. You want to head over to the plus icon, type in agent, and that's going to open up this box for you. You then say call this agent to carry out any research actions. The user prompt is defined by the model. We leave these toggled off, and we instruct the model again on what it needs to do, its role, and the tool that it needs to use. We want to connect Perplexity as the tool, because Perplexity is an AI model that's known for its research. You can see here its citations. It goes through multiple articles before giving you a point form of the topic you'd like to be researched. So it's pretty thorough, and it does its homework. Other models can do this, but Perplexity is known for its ability to research and cite information for you. So that's pretty cool, and it can respond to you based off what you want. Okay, so that was a walkthrough of how this AI assistant can work for you. If you'd like a step-by-step guide where I'm building it out with you, each part connecting the credentials, showing you how each part is connected, you can go ahead and click the link below, join the free group, and there you'd find my video resources as well as the prompt resources that you can use and follow along. The video would have been quite long, and around 40 to 50 minutes if I built this out in front of you. So if you're someone who still needs that step-by-step guide and didn't get the gist of it, you can go ahead and use the resources below to get access to that.